Tonight on Small Biz, Big Dreams, we meet Peter Gay, whose pastry business will make you have a sweeter day. This is Small Biz, Big Dreams.
For the past 6 years, Peter Gay Dickinson has been operating her food business, Love Live Families, seafood, pastries, and more. Starting in 2020 from her home kitchen, Dickinson says she built the business through hard work, dedication, and a love for cooking.
I lost my husband back in 2021. So in order for me to heal, I started watching YouTube videos of cakes, and then I just launched off doing it. I didn't went to any school or anything, and that's how I healed from my pain.
What started as a small home-based operation has now grown into a business offering seafood, pastries, and a variety of meals to customers looking for home-style flavors. Dickinson says family support and consistency have been key to keeping the business going.
I offer slushy, pastries, customized t-shirts, engraving, wedding bouquets, wedding cakes, everything. So we're gonna put on our gummy bears. Let me use a different one. Yeah, let me use this. Right, you know the kids, them love the gummy bear. Them love the gummy bear, but. And let me get the worm. Them always want worm. And everybody favorites, the coconut flakes. So the coconut flakes are the best. Let me just top a little Oreo for the goodies. Yes, I think this one is fine because you know we don't want to put a lot of excitement on the top. So we're gonna just work with this.
As her business continues to grow, Dickinson is encouraging other aspiring entrepreneurs to trust the process, stay focused, and believe in their dreams.
God first. Put God first in everything you do, and He will lead you in the right path. So you can find me on TikTok, Peter Gay Dickinson, and you can also find me at Love Life Family Seafood on Instagram, or you can contact me 876-381-9948.
Next week, we meet another business, so you don't want to miss this.
But until then, for Small Biz, Big Dreams, I'm Kevin Black.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
Let's delve deep into the issues. We'll take you beneath the surface.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Orville Higgins, and it's another edition of Fan Central.
Talking to the people at the heart of the top sporting stories. Hear from your favorite sportsmen and women and the administrators who work tirelessly to make it all happen. It's live sports talk.
I've written an entire article.
Yeah.
Looking at all the major issues every Tuesday at 9 p.m. It's Fan Central.
Watagwan.
Watagwan.
Datagwan pa.
Watagwan. Watagwan.
Watagwan. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8 a.m., 1:30 p.m., and 10 p.m. on CVM TV.
Watagwan pa Watagwan.
Every dream conquered is another dream gained. I land and I fly again like a jet plane. Headed straight in your direction. 'Cause I'm wiser, one step closer. I'm winning 'cause I work so hard. And the music keeps on playing, and the people them I say we are mash up the dance. Oh, what a feeling! Don't stop dreaming. Keep on believing in the power of the feeling. Whatever you want, take a chance. Song in your heart, step in your dance. You got a spark, don't put it down. Shine your lights
Hi, I am Candy Pang.
Watagwan.
Watagwan.
Datagwan pa.
Watagwan. Watagwan.
Watagwan. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8 a.m., 1:30 p.m., and 10 p.m. on CVM TV.
Watagwan pa Watagwan.
This time on Small Biz, Big Dreams, we flew the coop to meet someone who brews the soup. This is Small Biz, Big Dreams.
Charnette Anderson started Chin's Kitchen in January this year along Whitehall Avenue in St. Andrew. The business offers jerk chicken, soup, fritters, festival, and porridge. A move she says came from a simple decision to take a chance on herself.
I was at the bar with my sister and I said, I need to start a business, and I just say, you know what, I'm going to start jerk chicken and soup since there's nobody do it on the Whitehall. Yes. And I just get up one week and just buy the things and start. It was amazing. And I come from the community, so most people come and support me because of that. The vehicle pass by soup, by chicken, because as I said, no one on the stretch do it.
During the week, Charnette works as a hairdresser, but on weekends she transforms into a food vendor, building her business one step at a time. She says even without having all the necessary equipment at the start, she remained determined to make it work.
I didn't have nothing, no jerk pan, no nothing. I just said, I'm going to start and borrow a pan, and I went to the man and I just said, hello, I'm going to buy the pan, and he just sell me the pan. I'm just start by table, tent, everything. It tastes good, good quality, good customer service. Everything is right. It's rich. It's having peanut, peas, corn, dumpling, cow skin, chicken foot and beef, Irish carrot and everything. It's very rich. In the early hours, I put on like 2, 3, or 4, so I don't want it to stay on the pan and dry out, so that customer could complain. So like when it touched down like 5, 6 o'clock, I would put on more and sprinkle the beer on it as well.
Charnette says community support has helped keep the business going, with customers stopping along the stretch for her soup and jerk chicken. She's encouraging other aspiring entrepreneurs to stay consistent and trust the process.
Just take it on. It's not easy. You won't see the outcome when you just start, but by continue, it will work out. It will come out. You have to come out every week. You can't come out this week, stop next week. No, you have to be consistent with what you're doing. I'm located at 34 Whitehall Avenue, so you can come and buy. Contact Chin's Touch of Beauty or Chin Kingdom on Instagram, and on TikTok, Chin's Touch of Beauty.
Next week, we continue our quest to give small businesses an avenue for success.
But until then, for Small Biz, Big Dreams, I'm Kevin Black.
internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
Let's delve deep into the issues. We'll take you beneath the surface.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Orville Higgins, and it's another edition of Fan Central.
Talking to the people at the heart of the top sporting stories. Hear from your favorite sportsmen and women and the administrators who work tirelessly to make it all happen. It's live sports talk.
I've written an entire article.
Yes.
Looking at all the major issues every Tuesday at 9 p.m. It's Fan Central.
Every dream conquered is another dream game. I land and I fly again like a jet plane. Headed straight in your direction, 'cause I'm wiser. One step closer. I'm winning 'cause I work so hard. And the music keeps on playing, and the people them I say we are mash up the dance. Oh, what a feeling! Don't stop dreaming. Keep on believing in the power of the feeling. Whatever you want, take a chance. Song in your heart, step in your dance. You got a spark, don't fit it dark. Shine your lights
Tonight on Small Biz, Big Dreams, we meet a family-driven enterprise turning recycled materials and faith-based messages into a unique line of products. This is Small Biz, Big Dreams. For the past 7 years, Clement Charles Walters and his daughters have been building a business rooted in creativity, sustainability, and faith. From stringcraft jewelry to Christian-inspired products like books, mugs, and t-shirts, the family has created a diverse brand serving clients both locally and overseas.
We string rackets, we string tennis rackets and badminton rackets.
Fan Central Extra Time is brought to you by the Pepsi Football Nation, where fans make the rules. Football, better with Pepsi. We also want to thank Digicel. Turn up your winnings this summer with Digicel. Courts, bringing value home. Mothers, love in every bite. Regency Petroleum Limited, the real price leader. And Just Bet Goal Rush. Watch all the games on the biggest screens in the Caribbean.
Fan Central full up. Me team win, every bad cover lift up. Them a silly billy. Me carry real bad team, not a illy billy. Now bandwagon to the thing, now bother switchy. Represent for your team to the nitty gritty. School silly billy. Now bother tell me boy your team and them not make the semi. Game sweet, girl I call it sugar daddy. CVM TV, for everybody. We pull up, match link up, Fan Central full up. Me team win, every bad cover lift up. Them a silly billy. Me carry real bad team, not a illy billy. Now bandwagon to the thing, now bother switchy. Represent for your team to the nitty gritty. School silly billy. Now bother tell me boy your team and them not make the semi. Game sweet, girl I call it sugar daddy. CVM TV, for everybody.
Greetings and salutation. Welcome to another episode of Fan Central Extra Time right here on CVM TV. Now we're going to be reviewing two very exciting quarterfinal games that were played yesterday, with England beating Norway and, of course, Argentina getting the better of Switzerland. My name is Orville Higgins. Before any of that, though, we want to big up our sponsors, Pepsi, Digicel, Just Bet, and we also want to say special thanks to Mothers for being the food sponsor for the entire crew. Like I said, the name is Orville Higgins, and we'll spend the last hour or the next hour just looking back at those two exciting quarterfinal games and maybe just look ahead at the semifinals to come. The first guest I'll call upon is the former Trinidad and Tobago international, former Trinidad and Tobago sports minister, and he has been with us through the entire campaign. We say good evening to Mr. Brent Sancho. Hi, Mr. Brent Sancho.
How are you? Good night, and good night to all your viewers on your different and various platforms.
All right, sir. Good to hear from you. Well, I'll ask you about that England-Norway match first. Norway taking the lead, shoulder up, and then Jude Bellingham coming with that brace to rescue England. What did you think of that game?
I think Norway would certainly feel that they probably could have come away with a little bit more than that defeat. They played well enough to get a victory. I think some of the decisions didn't go in their favor. Something, of course, has been well documented. In particular, the ball hitting the spider and coming down, and of course the goal that was disallowed for Erling Haaland. So from that perspective, I think any Norwegian player, coaching staff, and even their fans would have felt that they did more than enough to get a result. That being said, when you look at the performance of Jude Bellingham in particular for England, again, another superb performance following up his 2 goals in Mexico in the Azteca. And you have to ask yourself, where would England be without Jude Bellingham? He has been the driving force behind England's success, and an England team that has not played particularly well thus far. That being said, they are on to the next round, and at the end of the day, I think in tournament football, sometimes that is all that counts.
Jude Bellingham, the first man to score back-to-back braces at a World Cup since Diego Maradona did that against England and Belgium way back in 1986. So no small achievement for Brent. For Jude Bellingham. Brent, is he now a bona fide superstar? Coming into the contest, he was just below the radar, below the Messis, the Mbappes, the Erling Haalands. But with this kind of achievement, especially as we go deep into the contest, Jude Bellingham must now be one of the genuine superstars of the global game.
Yeah, I think he was always heading there. I think his unfortunate season at Real Madrid, which it was the injury hit. Obviously, remember his first season where he was the player of the season for them and had an outstanding season, scoring 20-plus goals for Real Madrid. He was there. I think the injury did set him back. And if you could push your minds back to the fact that even Thomas Tuchel was a bit indecisive on whether or not he should take him. So all of that being said, I think he's just doing what Jude has been doing in the past and has been living up to the trajectory that has been set by himself. I certainly believe with the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo, of course, Luka Modric, and Lionel Messi, this being their last tournament, you would have to suggest that people like Jude Bellingham are the faces and the persons that will carry the sport forward because of their capabilities and their star power. There's absolutely no denying that Jude Bellingham is a bona fide star.
You mentioned it earlier about the ball hitting, you said the spider, but, for simpler terminologies, hit the wire. I think it had something to do with the camera crew and so on. I've never, ever seen that. And people are feeling that the trajectory changed after the ball hit the wiring way above the surface. What do you think, first of all, do you think that was significant? And have you ever seen or heard of anything like that happening?
Oh, it's hugely significant. The goal that England scored, the equaliser, came from that. The ball dropped and right away England went down to the other end and scored. Yes, we've never seen anything like that because I'm not sure. I think this is the first or second World Cup they've been using that particular sort of technology. But I think it asks wider and deeper questions about the game itself. And of course, some of the things that we've been seeing in the decision making, the use of VAR and all of these different things, it does come in and bring the game into question as it relates to officiating and of course decisions being made. When you look at the reaction from the bench in Norway, when you look at the reaction from the players in Norway, and even of some of the fans at that side of the park, everything points to the fact, and of course, as you mentioned, the trajectory of the ball. Everything would tell you that something was not right. The problem that you have is that the persons responsible for making those decisions, the officials, the VAR, etc., didn't see it. So what is the point of all this technology and everything that we have around the game? And that's the sort of questions that will be coming out after that episode.
One of the questions that will be raised here, Brent, is that we have seen in that Argentina-Egypt game where the technology went back 15 seconds, 100 yards, to find out that there was some infringement Granted, it was man fouling man that gave Egypt an advantage as they made their way to goal. That goal was ruled off. Should this case, where even if they didn't do it right after, the fact that I think the ball fell to Elliot Anderson, I think, from England, who went directly, and then it ended in a goal. In retrospect, in hindsight, should VAR have ruled out that goal as well?
Well, the rules are once the goal has been awarded and the opposing team touches the ball off, you cannot change this. You cannot change the goal. So obviously that supersedes anything at all. I think the bigger question is how come anyone didn't see it now that we are playing in a sport that has even more eyes and ears attached to it? I think that's the wider question. And is VAR selective in some of the decisions that it sees or not sees, or make or not make? And I think that is really, bringing the game into a situation that it's very, very uncomfortable. We've spent a lot of this World Cup, I know in this program and other shows, discussing decisions. And it's simply because there's more eyes and ears watching a football game than in the past. And for example, in 1966, when the England ball was, of course, crossed the line or didn't cross the line for the goal that England ended up winning the World Cup for. The point I'm making is we are supposed to be in a position now with the sort of technology we have around the game to make more consistent and better decisions. And I would have to suggest to you, it's almost like we're going backwards.
Yeah. All right. The Norwegian goalkeeper, in a shot that we're seeing, there he is, folks. He's pointing to the referee, telling him that, hey, check that one out. The ball did hit the wires. Should the referee at this point, even if he did not see it, but the fact that a player was telling him there, should, and the coach and some other members of the Norwegian staff was saying, take a look. Did the referee err in not at least responding to what the players were saying?
But it's not the referee's job to adhere or listen or take advice from players on the field. He is of course, the main decision maker on the pitch. What should have happened is VAR. VAR should have picked it up if the referee didn't pick it up. And I think that is where most people are having their hairs crossed, is that the VAR technology and also the conversation. And if you looked at or heard FIFA's statement coming out of the game, that the ball with all the different chips and microchips in it, that didn't pick it up as well. So it brings to the forefront, is this technology working? Because if you have all those things added, remember at the end of the day, it's not just the referee. There's two assistant referees, of course, linesmen. There's a fourth official. There's another official. There's at least 6 people in the VAR room. You have at least 10 persons adjudicating a match. And you're suggesting to us here as football fans and enthusiasts that none of the 10 persons picked up on the ball hitting the cable. And for me, that's very, very difficult to swallow. Yes, I understand the players had their protests and may have been saying things on the pitch, but I think with all that all the help and assistance that a referee has in the modern day game of football, somewhere, someone, somehow, should have called out that incident. It should not have stood, and it should have been, of course, looked at.
All right, this game was billed as Erling Haaland versus Harry Kane. Harry Kane did not feature, and Erling Haaland had to leave a little bit earlier than he would have liked. I understand that it was some bug that he was complaining about. I think his team was already 2-1 down by then. How important to the overall result do you think that Erling Haaland couldn't get to stay on the field for the duration of the game?
Yeah, I haven't caught any official statements coming out of the Norwegian camp regarding Haaland's reason for leaving the pitch, or even for Erling Haaland himself. But I would say this much: I'm very sure Lionel Messi would not leave the pitch with the game at that state. I'm very sure, no matter what we say about Cristiano Ronaldo, you almost have to drag him off the pitch because he wouldn't leave, because he wants to do everything in his power to win a football match for a game. And I'm extremely disappointed that Erling Haaland didn't stay on the pitch, because at the end of the day, he is the star man for his team and he needs to show those qualities. Coming off the pitch, again, I don't know what the official reason is for. If it's an injury, of course, that's different. But if it's not, and it's something else, or it's fatigue, you don't feel fatigue if you're a star player. You have to give 100% till the end. And if there's no real reasons behind it, then I'll be very disappointed.
Let me add here, Brent, that there were reports coming through that the entire Norwegian team, or certainly a lot of the Norwegian players, had some kind of bug 2-3 days coming into the game. So I'm probably speculating that whatever it is that ailed them 2 days or so before could have been the reason why Haaland was not there.
Listen, I've played the sport for well over 15, 20 years, and I can tell you there's no bug in this world could keep me off a pitch in the quarterfinals where my team needs me most. I can't accept anything like that. As I said, if it's an injury that makes you unable to run or move, that is a bit different. But a bug, a sickness, a flu, I mean, I can go through a dossier of injuries that I've had to play with as a former international. All I'm suggesting is if it's a bug, that's a very, very weak statement. And at the end of the day, when you carry the tag that Erling Haaland has for his team and the position that they're in, then I would find that as a very weak reason to leave the pitch.
All right, so that was England over Norway. Erling Haaland, though, made himself one of the superstars of the tournament. These are the team stats for that England-Norway game. As far as shots were concerned, pretty even there. England having one more at 14-13. On target, England had 3 more, 8-5. Possession was pretty even, 53-47. The passes, England having a little bit more, 606-537. The accuracy of the passes, England again having a slight advantage in what was a fairly contentious game. There were, 18 fouls between both teams. And this is another statistics that tells you that, attempts at goal there. And final third entries, which tells you that Norway did see a fair share of possession within the England third. But that final scoreline, 2-1, will always be the most important stats where England were the teams that advanced. All right, we take a break. We will talk about the other exciting quarterfinal featuring the defending champions Argentina in their game against the Swiss. We'll be back.
Match link up, fan central full up. Me team win, every bad cover lift up. Them a silly billy. Me carry real bad team, not a illy billy. No bandwagon to the thing, no bother switchy switchy. Represent for your team to the nitty gritty. School them, silly billy. No bother tell me about your team and them no make the semi. DM sweet girl I call it sugar daddy. CVM TV for everybody.
Welcome to the Pepsi Football Nation. Rule number 1, it's called football, not soccer.
Rule number 2, they should get rid of VAR.
No. Every decision should go to VAR.
Write this down. Pepsi should be the official drink of the nation.
I love that. They won't agree on anything.
That's where Rule 100 kicks in. Everything gets settled on the pitch. What about you? What rule would you want?
Could I drive out fresh in a MG ride with a staycation, all inclusive flex? Yeah. Heart of Jamily cash. Yes. Smart TV, PS5, and home upgrade.
Turn up your winnings this summer with Digicel. Sign up or switch to postpaid or Digicel Plus. Buy a SIM. Top up with 5 bills or more. Buy a 7-day plan or higher. A smartphone deal or just pay your bill. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act. Promotion period June 24 to September 5, 2026. Visit DigicelJamaica.com for terms and conditions.
It's game on at Quartz. Spend $150,000 on credit purchases or $250,000 on cash at Quartz from May 1, 2026 to June 20, 2026 to be automatically entered for a chance to win one of 3 smart TVs to watch the matches in style. First place gets a 98-inch TCL Smart TV. Second place a 55-inch. And third place a 43-inch. Score big and upgrade your game day vibes when you shop at Quartz, bringing value home. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act. Conditions apply.
CVM TV for everybody. We pull up, match link up, fan central full up. Me team win, every bad cover lift up. Them a silly billy. Me carry real bad team, not a illy billy. No bandwagon to the thing, no bother switchy switchy. Represent for your team to the nitty gritty. School them, silly billy. No bother tell me about your team and them no make the semi. DM sweet girl I call it sugar daddy. CVM TV for everybody.
Welcome back to Fan Central Extra Time. We are now joined by Jermaine Thomas, the coach of my Lions in our local Premier League. Coach, good to have you back. I understand Brent is still on Zoom. We'll get to him in a while. How you do, Coach?
Well, not bad. Anticipating a great semi-final round, and really looking forward for some great football.
Should be fun. One piece of tidbit or facts before we ask the coach about his view on the Argentina-Switzerland game. The 4 teams in the semi-finals are the 4 teams that were 1, 2, 3, 4 before the tournament started. So you could say, true to form, the top 4 teams are the top 4 teams before and now. So, and that is the first time that has ever happened in World Cup history. Yeah? 4th will be playing second, 1st will be playing 4th. So we'll talk about that. Coach, the Argentina-Switzerland game, let me get your initial reaction. What you know, at the end of it, what were you thinking?
Excellent game. Was a little bit watching from a neutralist perspective, because at this stage, my good old team would have been at their houses and organizing themselves, getting ready for club football. Yeah. But it was an excellent game, intriguing one. I thought Switzerland did extremely well. They planned for Lionel, and it worked. It almost worked. It worked for most part. They doubled and tripled him. They knew he wanted to sometimes fake and then cut back on his left foot. And he's so quick with the ball, so they denied him that because they had first defender, second defender, and third defender. So they limit the space. So most of the time, he was like he had to be passing the ball. No, the one time, probably 2 or 3 shots, he got off, but he managed to get off a very important shot, which led to the second goal, the goal, I think. Right. No, he came a little bit central. So in the earlier parts, he was operating predominantly on the right-hand side. Now, that play took him a little bit central, and it left the wing back out a little bit, and then he was steering the centre half in his face, shifted a little bit to the left, got off a shot, the rebound resulted in a goal. And Switzerland, however, I thought did extremely well, as I said before. Lapse in concentration. I thought when they brought on, what's his name again, on the left-hand side, the little wonder kid. Yes, Almada. He made a difference. So what the coach wanted to do, because he realized that they had numbers around Messi, he brought on Almada on the left-hand side. And Almada possesses good close skills, can kick the ball and stuff like that. So he wanted traffic and to really took the attention from Messi's side. Mm-hmm. And I thought it worked, because when Almada came on, he started creating some waves. Messi got a little bit more freedom to operate. And then I thought that made it difficult now for Switzerland. But they were good though.
Yeah,
they were good.
There are millions of Argentine fans who were a little apprehensive about the fact that all that Argentina was doing into the World Cup somehow involved Messi. So this is the first game that Messi did not score, and yet Argentina were able to find 3 goals. Before we go to Brent quickly, is that a good or a bad thing that Messi, you could say, is he losing form, or do the Argentine fans say, no, Messi, still a win?
At this stage, the ideal thing, perfect for Argentina, because you would not want Messi again to be on your score sheet and then nobody else is scoring. Okay. The mere fact other persons turned up, yes, massive.
All right, Brent, your take on that Argentina-Switzerland game. What's your interpretation of what you saw?
Yeah, sorry about that. I had muted the mic. I think just another game that I felt that the officiating had an impact on the end result. Of course, that red card in Bolo resulted in Switzerland having to play with 10 men. Again, another decision that I have some problems digesting, simply because I feel that when you go down the road that the official went down, yes, I know so many officials, and I'm a little bit upset my good friend Victor is not here tonight to probably give us some more insight, but I just feel that VAR is starting to go into areas that is now making it extremely ambiguous and almost dictatorial in some of the decisions that it's making. But moving away from that, I think when Switzerland got the red card, they were in the ascendancy. They were certainly starting to ask some serious questions to the Argentinian defense. In all the areas that I think we've seen throughout this tournament where Argentina really has struggled, I will continue to struggle in their transition defense, in wide areas where they struggle a bit, and they sometimes can look a bit thin in the middle of the park. And I just felt that Switzerland, after weathering the Argentina storm, really started to come into their own and probably could have gone on to win that football match. So yes, a good result for Argentina in terms of moving in. A terrific goal by Julian Alvarez, who I believe is the key, more than Messi, for Argentina winning the World Cup. But overall, I think from an Argentinian perspective, they'll be happy that they're in the hat still and they go on to semi-finals against England.
Yeah, Brent touched on it, coach. Another contentious decision with, what's his name, Mbola getting a second yellow. The referee made a mistake in thinking that a foul was committed, gave the Argentine player a yellow card. On review, it was found out that the player dived. All he needed was a proper pool for the dive. And he got the yellow card, the second yellow, and had to leave the field. Now, does VAR have that kind of jurisdiction to intervene in a case where the referee gives a yellow card for a player who, in the eyes of VAR, doesn't deserve it?
Like any tweaking or changing of rules comes with repercussions, and there are going to be talks, and you'll never ever get it right. You will have seen the same in cricket and amending laws and changing rules and stuff like that. No, this is not the first. FIFA would have been going down this road, and they would have made decisions to change some stuff. Would not have worked. Obviously, VAR has gone too far. And I can assure you that at the end of this World Cup, they are going to be reviewing and they are going to be changing some stuff again. It's really sad to be trying at this stage, at the biggest stage you can think about in football. It's really sad, but I think some calls are really off. Yeah. And to be taking away the human element from the football, I think that is what is really hurting people.
What do you say to those coach who say, okay, so VAR is making the game almost mechanical in how it is refereed, but that at the end of the day, the correct decision was made because the yellow card would have been given wrongly. Right. And at the end of the day, even if it takes 2 minutes, even if it takes 5 minutes, the right decision was made in that the Argentine player was innocent of that yellow card and Mbola died. So while we say that the game, you said VAR is going far, which is a nice play on words, but should it matter if they're getting the decisions correct? Brent, do you want to take that?
But they're not. They're not getting it correct. Sorry, coach. They're not getting it correct. And that's coach's point. At the end of the day, the problem is not VAR. VAR is good. VAR is here to say it's not going anywhere. The problem is the people behind VAR. All football want is consistency. There is no way that you can call a foul for holding in a Germany game and then in the England-Norway game, people are pulling shirts and throwing and flipping purses like it's WWE. It has to have a level of consistency. And coach hit the nail on the head. You can't come to this tournament and try new rules. That's crazy. Because footballers would have played an entire football, and we hear it all the time. When you play football, referees from Latin America would referee different from referee from Africa, because the sport is subjective, and that's the point. It is a subjective sport. It's a subjective sport. So when you add a VAR official in a room and a referee, the referee may call a game different than a VAR official. So a VAR official may call on a foul that a referee probably would never call, and that's the point I'm making. Is that I think the problem is not the VAR as a technology. I think the people behind the VAR and the people that make the decisions that is supposed to be implemented in VAR is the problem.
All right, the issue of yellow card for diving or simulation, it's one of the things that I don't agree with. But the players know the rules. So Mbola took a chance for diving, didn't work, he took the risk and got a yellow card. But for me, I don't know that there's any other sport where a player tries to trick a referee and gets banished from the field of it. We see basketball players flopping all the time. We see cricketers claiming catches that didn't carry and they are still on the field. Batsman edge and don't walk. Why is it necessary in football for players who are trying to one-up the referee to leave the field or can leave the field, when in other sport there's no punishment at all for doing that? Your quick response to that.
I just think we're going a little bit too far, again with VAR. You know, we're a little bit too far.
With
yes,
VAR.
yes, because it is taking away the human element from the game. Probably 8 years from now or 12 years, 3 World Cup or 2, you might be hearing that we're going to try a game without a referee and have computers making the decisions. So we have to be very, very careful. The referees are there for a purpose. Allow them. They have persons in place who are responsible to adjudicate, to watch, to monitor, and then have conversations with them. So allow them to ref.
Allow them to do their work. All right,
Yeah.
we'll try to source some stats on that Argentina game. If you just put it up on the screen in a bit. Coach, I'm going to ask you to take this. There we go. What's this telling you?
Argentina, for me, dominated. They had 23 shots. 23 shots in total. Shots on target, again, they were leading. They had 7. 59% possession, again, over Switzerland. Switzerland was pretty much low block. Passes completed, 616 to 453, Switzerland. 88% pass accuracy, while Switzerland had 84. 14 fouls. 18, Switzerland was much more aggressive. 3 yellow cards to 1. But Argentina there, right, having 3, Switzerland only 1. No red cards for both. 1 red card, yes, for Switzerland, which we just spoke
It's an accumulation
about.
of yellows.
Yeah, right. So it was no straight red. And of course, 4 offsides to 3, Argentina to Switzerland, and 8 corners to 2, to Switzerland.
You would say statistically Argentina looked like the superior team.
Yeah,
but a lot of that would have been after, what's his name, Ebola went
Not
up.
necessarily. They were. Switzerland was mainly in medium to low block. They allowed Argentina to really play. They stayed behind the ball, so it was a lot of space in behind. Argentina attempts at goal. Argentina had 22 to Switzerland 11.
Yeah.
7 shots taken on target, while Switzerland had 5. 11 across the penalty area, while Switzerland had 4, and nothing so clearly. Not sure what is going on.
Yeah.
But Argentina, if you ask me, dominated, and you would have seen it right
I
through.
would have loved to. I know that I don't know that our people can produce that stats, but I would love to see what the stats are up until the point where that
they had more entries. They had more
entries. Got the yellow card, because for me there were much more in the game than they are, but we have to do with what we have now.
Yeah.
All right. So those are the stats, folks.
Right. Well, as I was saying before, they had far more entries in Switzerland, because Switzerland backed off and allowed them to play. And I thought, that what we're seeing here with the stats would definitely account for.
All right. All right, so Argentina advancing there. We take a break. Some more things to come on Fan Central Extra Time. Don't you go anywhere. So, oh, God.
Yo, that guy there. That guy didn't favor the youth of the police and kill. But the lady in the Argentina shirt.
So I talk to the boy on radio.
Silly Billy, nobody tell me about your team and them not make the semi. Game Street, girl I call it Sugar Daddy. CVM TV, for everybody. We pull up, match link up, Fan Central full up. Me team win, every bad cover lift up. Them a silly Billy, me carry real bad team, not a illy Billy. No bandwagon to the thing, nobody switchy. Represent for your team to the nitty gritty. School them, silly Billy, nobody tell me about your team and them not make the semi. Game Street, girl I call it Sugar Daddy. CVM TV, for everybody.
Welcome to the Pepsi Football Nation.
Rule number 1, it's called football, not soccer. Rule number 2, they should get rid of VAR.
No. Every decision should go to VAR.
Write this down. Pepsi should be the official drink of the nation.
I love that. They won't agree on anything.
That's where Rule 100 kicks in. Everything gets settled on the pitch. What about you? What rule would you want?
It's game on at Quartz. Spend $150,000 on credit purchases or $250,000 on cash at Quartz from May 1, 2026 to June 20, 2026 to be automatically entered for a chance to win one of 3 smart TVs to watch the matches in style. First place gets a 98-inch TCL Smart TV. Second place a 55-inch. And third place a 43-inch. Score big and upgrade your game day vibes when you shop at Quartz, bringing value home. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act. Conditions apply.
Welcome to the Pepsi Football Nation.
Rule number 1, it's called football, not soccer. Rule number 2, they should get rid of VAR.
No. Every decision should go to VAR.
Write this down. Pepsi should be the official drink of the nation.
I love that. They won't agree on anything.
That's where Rule 100 kicks in. Everything gets settled on the pitch. What about you? What rule would you want?
Could I drive out fresh in a MG ride with a staycation all inclusive flex? Yeah. Heart to Jamily cash. Yes. Smart TV, PS5, and home upgrade.
Turn up your winnings this summer with Digicel. Sign up or switch to postpaid or Digicel Plus. Buy a SIM. Top up with 5 bills or more. Buy a 7-day plan or higher. A smartphone deal or just pay your bill. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act. Promotion period June 24 to September 5, 2026. Visit DigicelJamaica.com for terms and conditions.
Static.
When the Lala gonna have to full up, match link up, fan central full up. Me team win, every bad cover lift up. Them a silly billy, me carry real bad.
Welcome back to Fan Central Extra Time, and before we say anything else, we want to big up our sponsors: Pepsi, Digicel, Just Bet, and we couldn't do without Mothers, who are the food sponsors for the rest of, well, from start to finish in the campaign. This is the point where we now allow the viewers to get themselves involved in the discussion. Understand that we have one such a viewer / caller online. Preacher, good evening. Welcome to our show.
Hi, Orville. Good evening. You want your listener?
Yeah, man. What's on your mind? What are you making of what's happening?
Well, I mean, it's been an amazing last 3 to 4 weeks. The World Cup is now boiled down to only 4 games remaining. And we couldn't have asked for better semifinals. France versus Spain and Argentina versus England. A lot to talk about on both sides of the semifinals.
Well, tell me what you want to talk about. The floor is yours for the next couple of minutes.
Well, let's begin with the Argentina team making it to the semifinals once again, defending champions. They have, in some people's mind, locked their way or struggled through the quarterfinals to the knockout rounds, but they're here. And they have demonstrated what we call the heart of a champion. This is a very resilient team. The players seem to, have a never say die attitude. They sometimes make it more difficult than their fans would want them to. But they're a team that you cannot write off. They still have Lionel Messi, who we know on his day, even at 39 years old, can come up with some magic. And then we talk about England and their attempt to bring it home. From 1966, they have been trying to get back to winning ways in the World Cup, and now they have as great a chance as they've ever had. Jude Bellingham has really looked the part. I think they should rename him Jude Bellingham because he has been him for England. He has come up with the goods in back-to-back games, scoring 2 goals, not done since Diego Maradona. So that speaks a lot about how well he has been playing. And then Harry Kane has been in the form of his life. So it should be an exciting encounter with a lot of history between these teams. 40 years ago, I believe it was, Diego Maradona in the in the Azteca. Those 2 goals, controversial goal, and then the goal of the century. And now England and Argentina are back at it in another World Cup semi-final. So that looks like a great game that people should be anticipating. And then Spain versus France. What can I say? I mean, these two teams have the future stars of the sport. Kylian Mbappe on the French side, Michael Olise, and Yamal on the other side for Spain. And this one should be an exciting encounter. A lot of great technical players on both sides of the park. For Spain, you expect that midfield, Pedro and Rodri, to really have their flash, but they're going to have to do it against Rabiot and Bournemouth. And then France with the front four, Olise, Mbappe, Dembele, and company. So it's really looking like the semi-finals that we all wanted. And on Tuesday and Wednesday, it will be great for the sport.
In both games, Preacher, in both last sets of quarterfinals, there were issues, again, rightly or wrongly, against the referee and the VAR people. One with the England game where the ball hit the cable coming down, and there are those who swear that gave England an advantage. And of course, in the Argentina-Switzerland game where a player, I think Embolo, got a second yellow for diving after the referee had given the opposing team a yellow card. What do you make of those seemingly never-ending controversies as far as this World Cup is concerned?
Well, the controversy will be a part of sports. At this level, at any level, you always have issues. I think sometimes these things are blown out of proportion because people have already made up their mind that some kind of conspiracy is at play. The England situation, I think it was unfortunate. The footage seems to indicate that the ball took an unusual trajectory. So one could fairly assume that it did make contact with the camera system or the line. The way it fell to the ground was favorable for England. So that was an unfortunate situation, but I don't think that one situation by itself was what made the game. I mean, if you watch the game, you realize that Norway had opportunities to go 2-up, and they did take advantage of that. So outside of that incident that led to an England goal, I think there are other occasions in the game, other points in the game, where Norway could have capitalized and made it more difficult for the English team. To the Argentina situation, the referee did make the right call. One VAR called him over to ask him to take a look. The specific rule under which that decision was made was mistaken identity. And for those watching the show, this is, to be clear, Argentina player was yellow carded, having been adjudged to have committed a foul that was considered a yellow card, part of the foul. VAR was reviewing because VAR has that responsibility of reviewing certain calls. And in the review, they recognized that there was actually no contact initiated by the Argentine player. The Switzerland player, on his own volition, tried to simulate contact. And that is a cardable offense under FIFA's laws and rules. So the referee made the right call. Now, the fact that the right call was favorable to Argentina may not make some people happy who are not fans of Argentina. But with those two situations, one unfortunate, but the other was really the referee making the right decisions. And you will probably have more controversial decisions or calls in the semi-finals and perhaps the finals of the World Cup. That's the nature of the sport.
All right, Preacher, thanks for your input, man. As always, very, very great to hear from you.
Yeah, man, it's a pleasure, man.
Yeah, man, respect. Brent, let me ask you this. For all the talks that football is, the gap is closing between, shall we say, the haves and the have-nots in world football, the 4 teams in the semi-finals are 4 previous winners. And the teams ranked 1 to 4 at the start of the World Cup are the 4 teams here. Is football really, is the gap really closing, or the big boys just continue to be the big boys?
No, I think definitely the gap is closing. If you look at the performances of Cape Verde, Ghana, Curacao, and the list goes on, those are minnows of the sport. Those are the teams that you didn't expect much of. And I go back to the fact when the tournament was expanded, there were many persons suggesting that was a bad move. And if you put your minds back to, I believe it was 2012 when the Euros expanded, I can be corrected there, we had a lot of drab games. We had teams that were in that Euros tournament that certainly didn't look like they belonged there. I think in this World Cup, what we've seen has been a very, very competitive tournament thus far, and has shown the fact that that gap has been minimized. I think moving forward, we're going to start to see teams that are less fancied starting to finish a bit higher up. Of course, we saw Morocco and their exploits, what they're able to do. We saw Egypt and some of their exploits. So I do feel as time goes on and the gap continues to close, we are going to start to see those teams appearing in the Final Four and not just, of course, as you said, the halves.
Yeah. All right, so that's one question that there has only been, 8 winners of the World Cup, 3 from South America, 5 from Europe. There was a little part of me that wanted another team to win, but that's just me. Coach, the VAR review, I remember when VAR came in, it was supposed to stop controversies in football. VAR was supposed to be the end-all and be-all to all footballing debates. It might very well have created more debates as far as football is concerned. My question for you, has VAR helped or hindered debates in football? Is it good or bad for football at this level?
Well, sports will always generate good debates. VAR is there, and I think the sports needs VAR. No, the problem is the persons who are operating those computers. And if 2 days before, if the persons that were there made a particular decision, sure, tugging, tripping, diving, whatever, and 2 days after, same incident happened or occur, and then we wave it off. That is where the problem comes in. That is the inconsistency is the issue I'm having with the persons who are operating the system. Right. System is okay.
But so you agree that VAR is a good thing in football?
Yes, it is.
What the song say? What's the matter with the world? While the world's gone, no, nothing's wrong with the world. It's just the people that see. So nothing wrong with VAR. It's just the people in the local room. Yeah.
Right.
But I tell you, we did things when VAR come in, we wouldn't hear any more arguments about this and that and that. But it seems, I think more people, the whole heap of replays, because at one time, we wouldn't see so many replays. We just watch a play and say, hey, that happened. But VAR, several angles, and the more angles you create, the more time it's reviewed, is the more opinions people have. The more diverse opinions, more discussions, more debate. I don't think FIFA has crowned themselves in glory with some of the decisions that the VAR is making. But as Preacher said, sometimes we are overcomplicating it based on our own emotion.
And it goes down to interpretation of rules.
There you go.
And you might interpret a particular rule a particular way, and then another official might have a total different view of it.
There you go.
And that can make it different.
All right, we take another break. Stay with us. Fan Central, extra time.
Fan Central full up. Me team win, every bad cover lift up. Them a silly billy. Me carry real bad team, not a illy billy. No bandwagon to the thing, no bother switchy. Represent for your team to the nitty gritty. School silly billy. No bother tell me about your team and them no make the semi. Game sweet, girl I call it sugar daddy. CVM TV, for everybody. We pull up, match link up, Fan Central full up. Me team win, every bad cover lift up. Them a silly billy. Me carry real bad team, not a illy billy. No bandwagon to the thing, no bad.
Welcome to the Pepsi Football Nation.
Rule number 1, it's called football, not soccer. Rule number 2, they should get rid of VAR.
No. Every decision should go to VAR.
Write this down. Pepsi should be the official drink of the nation.
I love that. They won't agree on anything.
That's where Rule 100 kicks in. Everything gets settled on the pitch. What about you? What rule would you want?
5. Could I drive out fresh in a MG ride with a staycation, all inclusive flex? Yeah. I touch a million cash. Yes, smart TV, PS5, and home upgrade.
Turn up your winnings this summer with Digicel. Sign up or switch to postpaid or Digicel Plus. Buy a SIM. Top up with 5 bills or more. Buy a 7-day plan or higher. A smartphone deal or just pay your bill. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act. Promotion period June 24 to September 5, 2026. Visit DigicelJamaica.com for terms and conditions.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
Let's delve deep into the issues. We'll take you beneath the surface.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Orville Higgins, and it's another edition of Fan Central.
Talking to the people at the heart of the top sporting stories. Hear from your favorite sportsmen and women and the administrators who work tirelessly to make it all happen. It's live sports talk.
I've written an entire article.
Yes. Looking at all the major issues every Tuesday at 9 p.m. It's Fan Central.
Watagwan. Watagwan. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8 a.m., 1:30 p.m., and 10 p.m. on CVM TV.
Every dream conquered is another dream gained. I land and I fly again like a jet plane. Headed straight in your direction. 'Cause I'm wiser, one step closer. I'm winning 'cause I work so hard. And the music keeps on playing, and the people never say we are mash up the dance. Oh, what a feeling! Don't stop dreaming. Keep on believing in the power of the feeling. Whatever you want, take a chance. Song in your heart, step in your dance. You got a spark, don't fit it dark. Shine your lights on.
The greatest show on earth is here, and Fan Central goes into extra time for 39 days right throughout FIFA's Showpiece tournament. With a Pepsi in hand, of course. Catch the playbook with a tactical breakdown from our expert coaches. Come sit in our fan corner where you have your say on the day's action. Fame or shame, who were the best or worst players of the day? And have a laugh as we share some of the best reactions on social media. After the final whistle, it's extra time. Fan Central Extra Time. 8 p.m. daily with 10 p.m. shows on select days where there are 8 p.m. match kickoffs.
Fan Central Extra Time is brought to you by the Pepsi Football Nation, where fans make the rules. Football, better with Pepsi. We also want to thank Digicel. Turn up your winnings this summer with Digicel.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
This is the Aedes aegypti mosquito that spreads the Zika, chikungunya, and dengue viruses. Search for its breeding sites and destroy them.
A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
The time by the Ministry of Health and Wellness is 9:15.
Match link up, fan central full up. Me team win, every bad cover lift up. Them a silly billy. Me carry real bad team, not a illy billy. Now bandwagon to the thing, now bad a switchy switchy. Represent for your team to the nitty gritty.
Welcome to World Cup morning. France are going to win the World Cup, aren't they? A 2-0 loss looks respectable in the record books, but Morocco never looked like they had a chance yesterday. And how can you when you're facing a front line like this? The consensus best attacking trio at a World Cup this century was Brazil's 3 Rs back in 2002. I think it's fair to say that Mbappe, Dembele, and Olise are on par with the Rs, especially when you add Desiree Doué or Bradley Barcola to the front line and turn the trio into a quad. The 3 Rs scored 15 of Brazil's 18 goals en route to winning the final in 2002, which was done in 7 games. This summer, all of France's 16 goals through 6 games have been scored by Mbappe, Dembele, Doué, and Barcola. In fact, Mbappe and Dembele are the first teammates since Ronaldo and Rivaldo back in 2002 to each score 5+ goals at the same World Cup. Olise hasn't scored yet, but he does have 5 assists, and the most beautiful almost was a goal of this tournament. So who can stop France? There's only one team left that's made stopping goals look as easy as France have made scoring them. I mentioned it yesterday, but I'll mention it again. Spain have yet to concede a goal at this World Cup. And if they win their quarterfinal today against Belgium, we're going to get the semi-final this tournament deserves. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, so that was before Spain conceded. I think it was against Belgium, yeah? Belgium, they conceded their first goal against Belgium. Interestingly there, though, the best attacking trio, Olise, Mbappe, and who's the other one? Oh, Dembele. Compared to the 3 Rs of Brazil, Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, Rivaldo, some people there could also include Roberto at the left back, but we're talking about an attacking force. Is this the best attacking trio, coach, that we have seen according to that little clip since the 20th century?
Ronaldinho is not from Earth. He's not from Earth. And Rivaldo was something else. But they're going to
since then?
Yeah, they're going to... Well, since then, of course, based on what they're doing and what they're producing, not only at the world stage, but also in club, you'd want to say yes.
Okay.
You know.
Brent, do you think that it will be impossible to stop that trio, or Spain, who many say are the most organized team in the tournament, will be able to just stop that marauding trio and can squeeze them in that semifinals?
I think if they are at their best, it's impossible. I think they're almost unplayable when they're at their best. I think France is unplayable when they're at their best. And certainly the trio does bring comparisons to the 3 Rs, as rightfully mentioned. What you have with this front three for France is just three genuine match winners, and there's no team really, I think, in the World Cup could boast of such riches like France, and they have been at peak form. And I think that's the scary thing. I think when you look at the 3 players, they have all produced magnificent form throughout this World Cup. So yeah, I think once they all 3 are at their best, then certainly, and it's not happened yet in the World Cup. I think one or two have showed that, and then one have in one game, or etc. But if all 3 are performing at their pinnacle, at their best, there's no chance for Spain.
All right, so you agree with that? France may just get the better of Spain.
It can be difficult to stop them. But Spain would have shown that as a team collectively, they can defend. And they would have built a system around group defending, team organization, and I showed it many times. But the speed and the quality that France possesses across their front line can be difficult to stop, and will be.
All right, and France are a pretty decent defensive unit as well. Should be a mouth-watering contest between the 2010 champions and the 2018 champions. All right. We're gonna show you a little more of the news and facts coming out of the World Cup. Let's take a look at this one. It has something to do with the actual ball. Let's hear it.
Fans keep balls that go into the stands. Well, while most people probably assume it's because of the chip inside of every ball, the real answer is actually a lot more complicated than you might think. Now, it is true that this year's World Cup ball has a tiny sensor embedded in the bladder that's able to collect data at a rate of 500 times per second to help referees make more accurate calls and give fans access to advanced shot tracking data. However, that data isn't actually stored inside the ball. Instead, as soon as it's collected, it's wirelessly transmitted via sensors around each stadium, meaning by keeping the ball, it's not like you're running away with any secret information. Instead, the real reason FIFA sends security to collect balls from fans that aren't thrown back is because of a process that happens months earlier and thousands of miles away. See, for every World Cup, over 3,000 balls are made at FIFA certified factories that are largely based out of Pakistan. This allows the governing body to set aside 20 balls for each match, as well as give each team 20 training balls to use throughout the tournament. However, in order to produce FIFA certified soccer balls that will be used at the World Cup, factories must go through a rigorous and expensive quality testing regimen that starts by shooting each ball into a steel wall at roughly 31 miles per hour up to 2,000 consecutive times. This ensures that they maintain their perfect roundness and tight seams after repeated use. However, even if just one ball fails, the entire batch gets thrown out. Samples of game balls must also be tested at independent FIFA-approved testing labs around the world, which costs thousands of dollars per test, and check for irregularities in aerodynamics, stiffness, and bounce. And for the first time ever, this year, each ball was also specifically tested across a wide range of climates and altitudes to match that of the 16 host cities to ensure consistent performance across each venue. Now, when you consider the time and resources it takes to even get a ball in the field, it makes sense why they're selling for $170 a piece. And that doesn't even include the sensor. So no wonder FIFA doesn't want to throw all that work away just for some random fan to get a free souvenir that you know they're just going to try and sell themselves after the tournament. Why?
One of the things that was said in that documentary there is that teams get 20 FIFA balls to train, as well as the 20 per match day. As a coach, do you alter how you play depending on the nature of the ball? How important is getting the match balls in practice?
I mean, very important. Materials can be different at times. Ball can tend to move and probably have different variations. So you want to, some might be a little bit lighter, some might be a little bit heavier. So you want to have your charges get accustomed to it, kicking, playing with it, and just getting a general feel of it. Because some do feel different from some. So it's very, very important to have that kind of practice.
But this is where I know that I'm a novice right now. Because for me, ball a ball.
Yeah, different, man.
For me, ball a ball. But I understand a little bit more about cricket, people will know. And trust me, even though factory tells you that this is 5.5 ounce and this is 5.5 ounce, and they are supposed to behave exactly the same, somehow they are never quite. Different balls just behave. I don't know the science behind it. Now the coach is telling you, important, that you train the ball, so you know it bounce, if it's skid off some. Listen, I leave that part alone. But for the fans now, though, we pay them how much? $18,000 to go in at the tournament. You want to tell me that FIFA can say if you're lucky enough to catch a ball, you know, allow you with the ball? Thank you, God, shoot, coach, man.
What do you do, my chip?
No, well, you hear, because we did hear say chipping at the ball and all kind of things. But if that's not it, one of the things that the prices are ridiculous. Make a spectate. I hope they do it at the final. You know, when the tournament
but probably a cheapless one.
Whatever. Allow the spectator to hold a ball as a memorabilia. This is the World Cup ball, I caught it in the stands. FIFA, you have already taken enough knock with VAR and inconsistency and conspiracy theories. Make the youth them.
But those balls will be on the market.
Make the youth them get the ball.
On the market very soon.
Them be on the market.
You've seen replicas, yeah.
All right,
on the
cool.
market very soon.
All right, so let's take a look at the road to the final. Coach, I hope your eyesight is a little better than mine. Road to the final, and then we can wrap up here.
Well, it's pretty much straightforward because Argentina plays England.
Yeah.
And of course, winner of France
versus Spain
will play the winner of the Argentina or the England game. So pretty much straightforward. It's just now to see what happens, because it's going to be interesting. 4 top teams, so it is going to be very, very, very intriguing.
Yeah. Well, the last final, we know that Argentina and France were at that final in 2022, where the game was taken to penalties. It's not often in the World Cup. It happened in 86-90 when West Germany and Argentina met in 86, and they also met in 1990. 86, we know what happened, hand of God and all of that. 1990, there was a little penalty, whenever and Germany beat them. But they went to the final 2 consecutive World Cups between 86 and 90, Argentina and Germany. There is an opportunity for the Argentina team to go back to the final with the French team, which would be some kind of novelty, which would mean history repeating itself. In a little way, I'd probably love to see that, but England, who has not won since Wappy killed Philip, and Spain, who won in 2010 with that tiki-taka Barcelona-laden team, they would want to get to the big dance as well. Either way, it's 4 big teams. The Golden Boot race, see it now, people. Mbappe is on 8. Messi is on 8. Now, if you notice in the furthest left-hand, well, right to me, but right in your TV as well. Mbappe has 3 assists. Now, they are both on 8 goals. If they don't score any more goals between the 2 of them, then Mbappe would get the Golden Boot because he would have had 1 more assist. So this is fascinating for me. The two leading scorers may end up in the final again, and that would be fascinating. Erling Haaland with 7, his team won't progress, but don't count out Jude Bellingham. Him gone 6, and he has potentially 2 more games to play. So is Harry Kane. Well, there's a 3rd and 4th. I forget the 3rd and 4th.
Right, so more games idea.
Just Fontaine did score a bag of goal in 1958 with the 3rd and 4th. You know? So yeah, they each have the 3rd and 4th. So all these 2 teams have 2 games to play, whether semi-final and final or semi-final and 3rd place. So fascinating for me. I'm leaning towards Mbappe with the Golden Boot for real though. He's younger, hungrier, and as the tournament goes on, I think Messi may just, you know what, I may not say that, because Messi's not of this planet. So we will see how it goes. Who gets the Golden Boot for you? 1 quick day. We have to wrap soon.
Leo.
Yeah. I may say Mbappe.
All right,
We'll see how it goes. All right, that has been Fan Central Extra Time for another evening. I want to thank our production team. These guys work real hard. Make we clap them. Yeah. I also want to thank our sponsors, Pepsi, Digicel, Just Bet, and thanks to Mothers for providing the food. It can't happen without you, Mothers. Thanks to all of you who took the time to watch. And if you're thinking of football, there's the number that you can participate, 876-833-0897. You can follow us at CVM _ television. The questions will be there. You can send us your answers. And you never know, there are some prizes that you could win as well. Until we do this again, the name is Orville Higgins on behalf of the entire crew. Say, so.
Match link up, Fan Central full up. Me team win, everybody cover lift up. Them a silly billy. Me carry real bad team, not a illy billy. No bandwagon to the thing, no bother switchy switchy. Represent for your team to the nitty gritty. School them, silly billy. No bother tell me about your team and them no make the semi. VM Street, girl I call it Sugar Daddy. CVM TV, I for everybody.
Fan Central Extra Time was brought to you by Pepsi Football Nation, where fans make the rules. Football, better with Pepsi. We also want to thank Digicel. Turn up your winnings this summer with Digicel. Courts, bringing value home. Mothers, love in every bite. Regency Petroleum Limited, the real price leader. And Just Bet Goal Rush. Watch all the games on the biggest screens in the Caribbean.
The following program has been rated PG-13 and is suitable for viewers over the age of 13 years.